All right, so Austin, I think we can both agree. Obviously, the NFL season, elite, right? Like it's amazing. Yeah. But then you got the off season, and it's just there. Like you're just waiting. It's the gap to get to next season. It's not that entertaining. There's free agency, there's just signings, there's trades, but it's like, come on, like you're just waiting. You're getting to that season. But 17 days from now is arguably the most fun time of this offseason, which is the NFL draft. I don't know about you. I don't know about you if you're listening. I'm kind of weird about the NFL. I love the draft. I watched the entire first round, which is I really don't know any other people that I am friends with that do that. Whatever. I'm sorry. I watched the entire first round, and I watch a lot of the second and third round. Like I love the draft. A lot of people, like you had said before we started, you watched the first 10 picks, which is kind of more normal, but I like watching the whole draft. But a lot of people right now, anyone who has any sort of a sports platform is doing a mock draft right now, you know? And if you didn't know, Austin, we do have a sports platform. So like, that's true. What better time to go do an official K&A mock draft? Our official K&A March Madness bracket was so elite and so spot on perfect. So we're like, why don't we do that with a mock NFL mock draft, you know? So we're going to do that. So we're going to be here. We agreed. We called last night, and this is the K&A Football official NFL mock draft. It should be fun. This is K&A Football. Okay, so last night, like I said, we did some prior thinking and planning for this episode. You know, the March Madness episode, we came and we just did it on the fly. On this one, we called last night around like 8:30 or so. Yeah, and spent like a good, I don't know, half hour.
Dude, we spent an hour talking about it.
No, yeah, we didn't sleep. Like we did this from about 8 to
5 minutes to before we did this.
Yeah, we did it for a whole 24 hours. It's wild.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. Okay, here's the thing. I had already thought of this. So Kadin is having a real struggle, and
I'm having an off day.
And we're gonna come alongside him as a K&A community. So Kadin has a new phrase that he's picked up from somewhere. We don't really know
we're not
where.
Sure where it's from.
But this phrase is "that's wild," and I was going to set a line on Kadin saying "that's wild" today. Dude. So I was gonna set it at 1.5. But he's already said it once, so I'll give him another one. So we're setting it at 2.5. That one counting.
I'm setting it at 3.5.
It's gonna hit the over. Like you don't realize. I don't like saying. Picks. I don't like saying that's wild. Like I've been saying it, and it just started today.
That's
no,
two.
that does not count.
That's
that
two. That counts.
It's all started today for some reason at school, and I'm like, why? Like I'm having conversation. I'm bringing it up all the time, and then I got here. And like I get a notification that the Indians won, and I was like, "Oh, we just beat the Yankees. That's wild." And I'm like, no, stop. That doesn't. But yeah, I do need to stop. I do need to stop saying.
No, legitimately, you got it. You're gonna say it 3.5 times.
Oh,
I'll take that.
I mean, we literally got maybe 2 minutes into the
three,
episode.
And he's already
3 solid ones.
There's one accidental one, and I was gonna put it at 1.5. That gives him one more time the entire episode. That's ridiculous. Dude. 2.5 is gonna hit. You're going to say it at least 3 times.
But yeah, what were we saying before that happened?
How long we spent putting our draft together.
Right. We called around 8:30. We decided. We agreed, which was a little hard at times. We have some different opinions, but we compromised, met in the middle, and this is the official K&A draft. We're not going to change it. We're not going to do another one of these until... we're not going to do another one of these. So this is the official K&A draft. I guess we can see afterwards how many of these we got right. In the off chance,
it's gonna be like one.
No, we can get a couple. I think. Like if we imagine, not gonna happen. In the off chance that we get a lot, like all of them hypothetically,
it's not gonna be.
Bro, 100% accuracy. We're on ESPN. They're doing like a 30 for 30 on us.
The future tellers. Yeah, I know that we have the third pick wrong. We'll put it that way.
No,
the third pick.
It could be right.
All right. So first up, in the draft. As we all know,
We're just going into it.
we're just jumping straight into it,
We
man.
got the simulator behind us to go around.
Yep. So, as we all know, Caden's beloved
That's the word I was going to use.
Carolina
go.
Panthers traded an arm, a leg, and their left kidney for the first overall pick from the
You don't
Chicago
need a
Bears.
kidney.
You don't need a kidney. You only need one, actually.
You only need
So-
one arm. You only need one
You
leg.
won't
So
die without
technically,
an arm, leg.
it
So-
was not an overpay.
No, it was not an overpay whatsoever. Stop thinking that right now. Yeah, trust. Exactly. Stevie said it perfectly.
Mhm.
Just trust. So, obviously, there is some debate because everyone knows that the top two quarterbacks, and it will go quarterbacks in the first two picks,
Mhm.
are CJ Stroud out of Ohio State and Bryce Young out of Alabama. Forever, everyone was like, well, Bryce Young's the better quarterback, so it's going to go Bryce Young than CJ. Then CJ Stroud played Georgia in the college football championship or college football playoffs. We didn't make it to the championship.
That was the championship.
It was basically the championship.
TCU lost by 56.
Exactly. We would have crushed TCU the same way. So CJ Stroud played a fantastic game, and everyone was like, oh, wait a minute, that's right. Bryce Young is smaller than Kyler Murray, we decided, even though he's not. But, he was undersized, underweight, and so everyone was like, well, we're a little concerned about Bryce Young now. So it's CJ Stroud. He just leaps above everyone. He's number one, 100%. Came out today, all of a sudden, Bryce Young's back on top. Why? Good question. They haven't played football in months. He's back on top. Don't ask questions. So it's 100% going quarterback between CJ and Bryce.
Right.
That's just how it is. I personally think that the Panthers are going with CJ Stroud. You had said that you think they were going with Bryce Young.
That's also who I like. Look, I'm perfectly fine with any. If you had to ask me, it's probably 50.5% Bryce Young, and what would it be? 49.95, right? That's what that would be.
Definitely not.
50. I don't know.
49.5. I mean, you said 50.5.
Okay, whatever. It's literally like 50-50 on the dot between the two, and I would be pleased with either. Like, there's no going wrong if you're the Panthers or the Texans. I mean, you're gonna get one of the two top players, and they're both. Well, technically, they're kind of like this, but
and the pressure's off the Texans too, which is, I mean, kind of nice for a dysfunctional organization.
Being the Texans is almost like you're in a better situation because say the Panthers take CJ Stroud and the Texans obviously then get Bryce Young, and CJ Stroud ends up being amazing, and Bryce Young is like not as good. The Texans aren't going to get that much crap because it's not like they had the option to get CJ Stroud. Right. But say the Panthers take Stroud and the Texans take Young, and Young's amazing and Stroud's just average. Panthers are going to get clowned. So it's like they can't mess this up.
I'd rather be two. They could mess it up as the Texans. They could 100% mess it up. But so we decided that the Panthers were going to go with CJ Stroud out of Ohio State. Our boy, we hope he does well no matter where he goes. But that's who we're going for the Carolina Panthers. So Debbie, if you want to toss that one up there.
We have this up here. Oops.
Oh, we need to start.
Yeah.
With the
clock, so CJ
Stroud. And then obviously, like we had said, they're interchangeable, 1 and 2, whichever order it'll be. So 2, Bryce Young going to the Texans. And the Panthers play the Texans this season in Carolina. And I'm talking to my parents right now, trying to get me to be able to drive up and drive down and go to that game because that would be sweet. So we have Bryce Young going to the Texans at the top. Yep.
There you go.
I'm sorry. You guys can't see these little the notes pages that we make, right? It looks really, really good today. I spent some hard class time in school, not doing school, and I was doing this instead, and it looks really nice. I mean, you gotta admit, it looks pretty good.
It looks good. I mean, you matched.
We color coded it.
We as in Caden.
Right.
And you spent too much time making sure everything was literally the exact color. It was kind of crazy.
If you would like to see it, DM us on Instagram. I will be glad to send you a picture of this work because it looks very immaculate.
All right, so number 3 is the Arizona Cardinals.
You're convinced we got this wrong?
I am very convinced we got this wrong. We have the Cardinals actually picking at 3, which is the reason that I think we're wrong, because it came out today that the Cardinals have received 6 calls on trading for the number 3 pick, which is ridiculous.
A lot. Yeah.
Like, it's so dumb because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all of the mock drafts, the general consensus among people in the NFL, among analysts, is that it's going to go quarterback, all 4 picks straight down.
Which is crazy.
which is wild. He was gonna say it.
I didn't.
That's the half that we were looking for. So it is ridiculous because Will Levis and Anthony Richardson are not good quarterbacks. I don't think that they're first round quarterbacks. They're like third round quarterbacks. They're not good.
I don't agree with that. I think
Maybe
they're
we can
going
go
to be
second, late first, maybe.
I think they'll be. I mean, they will obviously be first round picks.
Yeah.
But I think they deserve to go late first round or so. Yeah, Levis and Richardson are both. I mean, they're nowhere near CJ and Bryce.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous that they're probably going to go 3 and 4, but that is what it's looking like. We have the Cardinals picking Will Anderson, an edge out of Alabama.
He is the best probably player in the draft.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, quarterbacks are more important than an edge rusher, so those teams, the Panthers and Texans, will take quarterbacks over him. But if you're really just like looking at the players, he's probably the best player. So, and the Cardinals, they have their quarterback, so they're obviously not going to take one. They go to get the best player, Will Anderson, and they need an edge rusher. JJ Watt just retired, so
yeah,
I think that they will stay there because, if they've gotten 6 calls already, they clearly haven't accepted any of them. So it's like,
that's true.
how many? They're clearly not really willing to trade down. And if so, they wanted a lot in exchange for D-Hop, which no one was willing to meet. And D-Hop's like 35 years old.
Yeah.
And what do you think they're going to want for the 3rd pick? They're going to want like
everything.
Right. So that's why I don't think that they'll be able to move out of there.
Yeah. At 4 is the Indianapolis Colts. Our friend Daniel the Camel's team. I've been giving him a lot of crap about this one.
He's going to love this pick.
It sure is looking like they're going to go with a quarterback. Obviously,
you can't go into next season with
Gardner Minshew.
Is that their quarterback right now?
Which he's good. I think that he's good.
Yeah, okay. He's better when I thought that what they had.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, they cut him because he's a garbage can. But we have them taking Will Levis. We think that they like Levis a little bit more than Richardson, which is fair enough because Richardson literally threw the ball into the ceiling on his pro day.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which
apparently that like somehow helped his stock. Like everyone's like, dude, he threw the ball in the ceiling. I hope.
Look at that arm strength.
Right, he's terrible.
He's trash. Levis is not good either, but he posted some fitness pics to his Instagram.
He is jacked.
And he's absolutely shredded. He's definitely on steroids. NFL should probably test him before the draft.
Yeah. He's weird. He's a goofy dude. Like he
is a goofy goober.
He eats bananas. I think I showed you the video.
Yeah.
He eats bananas he just holds the banana. What? No. I'm not just finishing it. He eats bananas. That's what he is so weird. Say it. I did not. He eats bananas. That is so weird. No, he holds bananas just like peel and all. He just holds it and just peel and all. It's terrible. So that should lower his draft stock just like that.
I think he puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
His other thing is he said in an interview that he puts mayonnaise in his coffee, and then in another interview he did it, and you're thinking like, okay, like he just like squirts it for a second. Dude, no. He literally gets the bottle and just like, I watched it and I was like, dude, do you want some like coffee with your mayonnaise? Like it is disgusting. It's like white when he's done. It's like no, it's terrible. Like that should lower his draft stock. He should not be drafted. Like he's gonna get some disease. Like
he's undraftable.
That's probably not safe. That's probably gonna like make some cancer concoction or something with all that disgustingness. But we have him going 4th. I mean, the Colts, they need a quarterback, and he is a quarterback, so
he fits the category, even if he does put mayonnaise in his coffee. At number 5, Seahawks. We have adding to their fantastic draft last season, adding Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. He's an edge rusher. Not much to be said. He's a really great rusher.
Not much to be said because we don't know much about.
I don't know much about most of these guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really fan over the draft like Kadin does, and my team doesn't have a 1st-round pick, so I don't really care.
Or a second,
because we traded it all for Watson. But it's fine.
The Seahawks don't have that many needs. They got receiver. They have a pretty good. They have a really good secondary now, and obviously Geno Smith. They think he's the answer, I guess. I mean, they gave him a really big extension, so they need an edge rusher. And Tyree Wilson's still a really good one after Will Anderson, who is going to go really high.
Yeah. At 6,
right there, number 7, Tyree Wilson.
Yep. There you go. At 6, the Detroit Lions had one of the best offenses that we've seen in a while. They'd put up 40, 50 points a game, no big deal, but they'd lose games because their defense would give up 60, 70 points a game. It's just how it was. So, as is natural, the Lions really need to step it up on defense. What better way to do that than, take your generational talent that you have on the defensive line and Aiden Hutchinson, and, everyone's going to double team Hutchinson, so he's never getting to the quarterback. So let's put another guy on the other side. And then, who are you going to double team? One of them's getting to the quarterback. So we have the Lions taking Jalen Carter, defensive lineman out of Georgia. Probably definitely the best defensive lineman in this draft.
Yeah, I mean, him and Will Anderson. Will Anderson's more of an edge rusher. He's more of like the big dude in the middle.
Yeah.
He's up there at the top, number 5. Jalen Carter. He was supposed to go really high, kind of like Will Anderson. And Will Anderson still will go high. But a couple weeks ago, he got in some legal trouble with like speeding, and then he like hit someone or a building and killed some. Like he got in a really big legal trouble, and teams are really like, no, like you they don't want you doing that. So,
turns out that's a bad thing.
Turns out you're not allowed to like do that. And yeah, so he's definitely gonna slip. It's just a matter of how far. He's good enough of a player that morals kind of just go out the window with some teams, and they're still gonna be like, look, you're good.
Hey, I'm all in for that.
We just pretend that didn't happen, and we're gonna draft you, and that's what's gonna happen. And so the Lions get a really good. All of a sudden, they have two really good defensive linemen who are very young.
Yeah, which is good for them. Then they're on rookie contracts, and you got them for like a couple of years there. Yeah, no big deal. All right, the ever dysfunctional Las Vegas Raiders. When we were looking at their needs, I'm pretty sure that the needs said every. I think it said they need everything, which is fair enough because they are trash. We were debating on giving them Richardson because they had showed interest, but They've showed interest in a lot of quarterbacks. Realistically, I don't think they will. They have too many needs to go get a quarterback. They have a and Garoppolo is serviceable enough that I think that they'll probably stick with him for at least this year, if not for the foreseeable future. So we have them taking Devon Witherspoon, which is a fantastic name. I wish I could
there's some amazing names.
There are some great names.
There's one like later that we have that it's amazing. We'll get there, but yeah.
We'll get there. Don't worry about it.
So pretty much Devon Witherspoon, right? I don't even think he's the number 1 rated corner in the draft. But if you really think of the Raiders last couple of years, they have had some of the dumbest picks. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like they'll pick, what year would this have been? I don't know, 2020 maybe, or 2019 or 18. They had, I think, the 4th pick. And there were some really good players available. And they took someone who was projected to go to the Panthers at pick 18 that year. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're messing up our draft. I was so confused. And I'm like, and then the next year is the same thing. And it's just the same thing every year. So I think, I'm sorry, Raiders fans, if there's any that actually listen, you guys always do dumb picks. And this is going to be another one. They're going to take Devon Witherspoon. Like Austin said, elite name, not elite player, but you're going to go to the Raiders. So
don't worry about that.
It's unfortunate for you.
Yeah. All right, so Debbie, this is where it's going to go a little bit interesting for you.
Oh, I was trying to figure this out today, how this is going to work. I was practicing with this website, and I was like, it works. You can just maneuver a little bit.
Yeah, no big deal. So we have the Falcons trading their pick number 8 to the Tennessee Titans.
So here's what's going to happen. You're going to go to trade. And then where it says LV on the top, you're going to click, go to the top. And where it says ATL, all right, then go to the other one, and then scroll to the bottom, and there should be one that says 10, the second to last. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to click 1.8. The compensation really doesn't matter for us. I mean, we're just saying that there's a trade. We don't know that much. So, yeah, and then hit 1.11 for the Titans. How are we going to make this work? Okay, click 2.41 for the Titans. Click another one for the Titans.
Just make it worth
click 2.44 for the Falcons. Okay, perfect. It works. And then you hit trade, and then boom, we did a trade. That's exactly
how it's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Trust. It's going to happen that way.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So they're trading up, obviously, probably for a quarterback. Tannehill is old. He might not even be there this year. We don't really know what's going on. And Malik Willis, that experiment
failed
didn't work
terribly.
He was terrible. I mean, they started Josh Dobbs instead of him. So they're going to go Richardson if they do trade up, which a backfield of Richardson and Henry would be elite. And
dual threat upon
right. I mean,
regular threat.
Richardson can't throw, but he
so
can.
It's just running threats.
But he can run very well.
Yeah.
And another thing for this Titans team is if this happens, I still can't name you one receiver on the Titans. Treylon Burks. He was drafted last year and he was supposed to be good and he wasn't. So really, I mean, it's really going to be Richardson running the ball, Henry running the ball, nobody catching the ball. So sorry, Titans receivers. But if you're a corner and you're playing the Titans, it's pretty much a bye week. So
exactly.
So we're going to take Richardson here.
Yeah.
He's the top.
Why he's ranked so high is beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
Yep. And then the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bears. They got Justin Fields, obviously. They traded back with the Panthers. This was the Panthers pick. They need an offensive line, clearly. We watched last year and Justin Fields was like, I mean, he had 2 seconds to throw before he got his head chopped off, you know?
Yeah.
So they're going to need an O-lineman. And who better to get than the best O-lineman in the draft? Justin Fields, O-lineman, when he was back at Ohio State. I mean, it just makes too much sense. So I think they'll go Paris Johnson. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Up. The Ohio State one. Second one. Yep. I mean, he's an amazing O-lineman and he's played with Fields before.
Yeah. And he's from Ohio State. So, he has to be elite. And he's from Ohio State. That's
literally name me one Ohio State bust ever. Can't
do it. Nope. Stop thinking right now. Just accept there's never been a bust from Ohio State.
Never.
Nope. Before anyone thinks about that, Eagles. So the Eagles went ahead.
Never mind. I was going to say
a
bust, but then I was like,
nope. There's never been a bust.
It wouldn't have been the right time.
Too
harsh and soon.
Oh, dang.
I was going to say because it's the year anniversary of his death.
Yeah. Well, we ignore that. It wasn't a bust. He was good. All right. So Eagles. They obviously
it wasn't a bust. He was good. Sorry.
He was good. Trust. So the Eagles went ahead and gave up Miles Sanders at the end of this last year. So who's going to run the ball? I don't even know. Rashad Penny. Who? Good question.
Kenneth.
We don't know.
Gainwell. Someone said that to me today, and I was like, right. That's why they're going to need to draft someone because I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
And someone else. Boston Scott.
Oh, these are all big name running backs. Lies. So we have them taking the best running back out of this draft. Bijan Robinson, running back out of Texas. I'm gonna find him.
No, he was like the top.
Definitely the top.
Yeah. He's right there, the Texas guy.
Yeah.
So no, it's okay, Debbie. So Bijan Robinson is running backs. You never will take a running back in the top. What was this? Top 10. You would never do that, except for Saquon a couple of years ago.
Elliott.
But I mean, they were both amazing running backs.
Yeah.
You never take running backs early in the first round because it's such a easy position to just plug and play. You don't need like an elite guy. But Bijan Robinson, he's like another breed. I mean, he's going to be. I think his floor is like a top 5 running back in the NFL. I mean, he is incredibly.
His floor is top 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he is incredibly good. He has the potential. I mean, if he reaches his potential, he will dominate the league. Like he's going to be so good. Like he's probably one of the most hyped up running backs ever, and like in a long time too. Yeah. I mean, he's wherever he goes, they are getting a great running back. I mean, you obviously need more running backs. Can't carry you. We've seen that, but the Eagles have a really good team around, and adding him would be just unfair
for no money too, because
he's a rookie. And that's why the rookie one, like they say, when you pay a running back, their legs stop working or something because they just all of a sudden are trash. That's how it's literally gone with everyone. Yeah. And so running backs who are on rookie deals, they always end up doing better because they're trying to go get that second deal and then just stop playing.
Yeah, so he's an absolute generational talent at running back. And if you want a fantastic deck that's going to last you a generation, then we recommend our friends at K&F Construction. K&F Construction has been serving the Northeast Ohio community for over 16 years, specializing in composite decks. K&F Construction takes the time and effort to provide the service and product you deserve for your home. You can call K&F Construction today at 330-575-2465 for a free estimate. Again, that's 330-575-2465. You can also visit kfdex.com, which is linked in the description. KNF Construction, let us build your dream backyard. Kadin, I'm going to be right back. You got these next couple picks. I believe in you.
Why? Where are you going? I don't, where is he going? Okay, first, before you do go, wait. Can you wait like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I completely forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. You can obviously tell if you're watching. But Austin got chopped.
Yeah, the hair's,
He got
hair's gone.
the whole thing back here. Completely just... He's got the normal haircut now. And I was under the impression that you were coming here just letting it go, you know, like
don't even with me. Don't even
no
with me.
hat,
Don't even with
no
me.
gel.
I've heard. Oh, that is a terrible idea.
What?
Hat stays on, gel stays out.
Like, come
You
on,
gotta have
like-
one or the other. It's
Like,
hat or
I was
gel.
under that
You gotta
impression,
have
and he
it.
comes, he's wearing a hat, and I'm like, you'll take it off? No, he's rocking a hat.
No.
But you can obviously tell from the back.
I've heard it
it's
from a
cut.
couple people that I need to not rock the hat.
Not rock the
let
hat,
it flow
not
today, but
Let
we
it flow.
We decided not that.
Not rock the hat, not rock the gel. But here we are. You probably got gel
Yeah.
on under the hat.
I don't actually because I was just at soccer practice.
All right, we were. So I'm running these next couple picks. Do we want what's is it Margaret?
Yeah,
Margaret, should Margaret jump on with me?
sure. Margaret got it.
It's all right. So 11, we got the Falcons. You coming back here? Trust. No? Oh, bummer. So we got the Falcons who traded back then with I don't know who I'm supposed to look at. It's kind of all right, I'll look at you, Debbie. I don't like this. So the Falcons, who we got in that trade back, you know, with the Titans. They got a good receiver in crap, I forget his name. He's a decent. He was Drake London. There we go. They got Drake London, and then obviously Kyle Pitts, who's like one of the busts of all busts. But they need another receiver for their quarterback, who's apparently going to be Desmond Ridder. Who, don't get me started on how bad a decision that is. But so they're going to need a receiver, and what better to go after? In our opinion, Austin and I's opinion, the best receiver in the draft is Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. No Ohio State bias there whatsoever. He just is the best, and I think that would obviously help any team wherever he goes, and he's the best, and I really hope he doesn't go to the Falcons, because then the Panthers got to play him twice in the season.
This guy?
Oh, right, I forgot we're doing this. Yeah. Jackson Smith-Njigba. Also elite name.
True.
So what do we got next? Texans. So there's 3 receivers in this draft who people argue can go who can be the first receiver taken, and it's Smith-Njigba, and it's Jordan Addison, and it's Zay Flowers, another elite name. But we have obviously Jackson Smith-Njigba went last pick to the Falcons, and the Texans obviously they had Bryce Young, second pick in the draft. Austin's coming back. Bryce Young, second pick in the draft, and so they're gonna need a receiver. Like I couldn't name you a receiver on the Texans. Could you name me one, Austin?
Brandon Cooks.
No,
but he's
leaving,
gone.
Right?
So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I seriously, they got what's his name? But he has cancer, so he's probably not gonna play.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know about that.
The one Mechie, John Mechie.
I can't say that name rings a bell for me.
Oh well, they have him, but he's probably not gonna play. So yeah, they need a receiver obviously, or else Bryce Young's screwed. So they're gonna take Jordan Addison, who's one of the best receivers. He's from USC.
Yeah, seems legit.
Seems legit. There we go. Where were you? Bathroom?
Yeah, I had soccer practice today for my first outdoor practice, and I think I've drank like 2 gallons of water today. which
Dude,
is
that's
more
what I was
water
gonna
than I
do.
normally drink.
I was so thirsty before I left, and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna make sure I get a water before I come here, or like while
Yeah.
I'm here, so I can drink the water."
I filled this up before I came, and now it's almost empty.
That's smart.
so-
I should have got a water from Debbie's before we started recording. I could
We're
have drank
smoother than the Joe Rogan
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
Trust.
it. Literally, you couldn't even
Dude,
tell
the
Austin
trans-
was gone.
You
The
didn't even know
transitions were so good.
If this wasn't live, we probably could have made that a little smoother, but
No,
No matter.
it was smooth.
of course, yes.
Margaret should definitely go get me a water because I am parched.
It was smooth.
No
like
way.
butter.
That's actually elite. Dude, it's like just
There we go.
flowing. I'm not even saying it anymore.
He said
Thanks,
it.
Margaret. That's elite.
All right, what's
That's the new word, I guess.
Dang, bro. It's elite is not.
Oh,
what
we
were
took
going for.
oh, you're gonna scroll. Now receivers are ranked weird for some reason on here. Jordan Addison, number 20. All right, clutch. Jets. Okay. Their defense is amazing. They probably getting A-Rod.
We assume.
Come to think of it, they probably aren't gonna have this pick.
Probably not. They're probably going to trade this to the Packers.
But we didn't really
for
think
the
about
sake
that.
of argument,
For the sake of us saying that our draft is right, they're gonna take Peter Skoronski.
Skoronsky. We decided.
Yeah, that's
his
how you
name.
say his name. Skoronski.
I like how we were just like, oh yeah, they're going to have A-Rod. Wait, they're going to have A-Rod. They probably won't have this pick if they have A-Rod.
No, they're gonna have both. They're gonna have A-Rod and Peter Skoronowski, and he's gonna be good for them.
Trust. It's going to
Trust.
happen. Yeah.
And and that's what they need in a lineman.
Yeah.
That's like it. So Peter Skoronowski,
100%.
welcome to the team. Patriots. Are now up. You got this one. I'm gonna drink this water.
All right, that's great. All right, so the Patriots are on the clock, and when we were discussing what the Patriots need, I'm pretty sure that I used the word "every" for what the Patriots
You
need.
use the word every on a lot of teams, right?
Well, because a lot of teams need every position, and the Patriots being one of them. They are trying to shop Mac Jones for some reason. We assume that he did something to aggravate Bill Belichick because that's the only logical explanation I can think of. It's a blue cup.
It
It's
is a blue
Panthers.
cup. Oh, dude, you did it on purpose, 100%.
Yeah, the blue to the other blue, or the blue of your microphone to the K is
Stop.
about the change of the Panthers thing. Anyway, so for the Patriots, we're going with Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State. I know literally.
Jets.
Oh, Jets is Peter Skoronski.
Oh yeah, right there, Peter.
number one. There you go.
And then
All right.
Patriots. Joey Porter.
Joey Porter Jr. I know nothing about this guy. He apparently played at Penn State. Sucky school.
He's really good. He's like probably the best corner in this draft.
That's probably not true. There's probably a corner coming out of Ohio State that's better, but this guy probably sucks. No bias again.
No.
All right, before we move on, we do have a question in the chat from Brady. Brady asks, do you think it is a possibility that any teams tank for Caleb Williams next year?
It's always a possibility that a team tanks for a quarterback. I don't think teams decide right off the bat that they're going to tank for a quarterback. Like that's kind of like a mid-season kind of thing where they're like, oh, yeah, we suck and our quarterback sucks. So, yeah, we just lost every other game from there. It's wild, guys.
You're saying it more than me. It's great.
So, I don't think it's easy to predict a team that will just go ahead and tank for the quarterback. But will there be 100%? Every team tanks at some point in their timeline. And during the season, there's always at least 3 teams that tank, and then we get fun games like the Tank Bowl, and then it's just which team wants to lose more. So
I think you're seeing a team trying to tank right now already. The Bucks.
Yeah,
Look,
that's true.
They went out. They cut Fournette. Don't know why. I mean, they're not re-signing dudes. Obviously, Tom Brady's gone, and they came out and signed Baker. You're going into next season with Baker Mayfield. After watching him this last season, saying, "Yeah, we're trying to compete." Right. They're tanking. And another team that's going to be tanking if they don't get a quarterback in this draft is the Titans.
Well, I think there's a difference between tanking and
sucking.
rebuilding.
Oh. Tanking and sucking.
No, tanking and rebuilding. Because I think a lot of these teams, like the Buccaneers, are in rebuild mode. And the Titans should have been in rebuild mode forever as soon as they realized that, oh, wait, we have a quarterback who can barely throw the ball and no receivers. But, that didn't happen. So I think there's a difference between tanking and rebuilding. And I think what happens a lot of times is a team is rebuilding, and then you get like 5 games into the season, and then they're like, well, this isn't really going anywhere, so we're just going to start the tank.
I really don't understand what the hype is for Caleb Williams. I mean, he's good. He won the Heisman deservingly, but like, kind of mid. It's average.
I think that QB1 of this draft, should I said it earlier, Stenson Bennett, number 1 pick. He's got the experience, guys. All right, so then the Green Bay Packers, who technically should have a couple picks in this, but that's an oversight.
No, they didn't get the deal done yet. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, they didn't get the deal done yet. Their defense is fine enough, pretty good. It kind of carried them in the last season. Do they have receivers? Not really, but never you mind that. We think that they're going to go with a tight end. They lost their tight end at the end of last season. Just is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Guys don't re-sign. So we think they're going to go with, I cannot pronounce this guy's
we
name.
talked about it before the podcast. Dalton. You got that?
Yeah, Dalton. I got the Dalton part. Dalton Kincaid.
Hey, there you go. See, you got it. Dalton Kincaid. See, he's from Utah. He's a good tight end.
I assume. I don't know. I didn't watch him at all this year.
I mean, I didn't either, but I see stuff about him, so... I struggle to find him on this website, too. Keep scrolling. Oh, found him. 27. Dalton Kincaid.
There we go.
All right. Football team.
The football team, because I refuse to call them by anything else.
Right. I mean, they're just like there.
They exist.
I mean, they don't feel. I feel
Maybe.
like they don't have too many just glaring needs. Like they're terrible. Like they're insane at one position, and then they're just terrible at another. It's just they kind of just are average and mid at every position. So O lineman, I guess that makes sense. It said on the website they needed an O lineman, so we gave them an O lineman.
Legit. I don't know.
And why not take the highest rated O lineman at this point in the draft, but also one of the best names, Osiris Torrance. It's pretty good.
That's a great name.
That is a great name. Osiris Torrance. Out of Florida. So you're going from Florida to
DC?
Washington.
Yeah. Yeah, for the longest time, I just couldn't decide where
Scroll down.
the Redskins at the time played. I was like, I don't know if it's Washington State or if it's DC.
29.
Finally learned it was DC. There he is.
Okay. Who we got now? Steelers.
Yeah. Every is pretty good. They got a decent running back. They got a mid quarterback. They got a wide receiver. And that's it.
Who's their receiver?
Pickens. George Pickens.
He's kind of mid.
He's good. I think he's good. I'd take him. Either way, we went ahead and gave him a cornerback because their defense is trash and they have to play against the Bengals twice a year and now the Browns twice a year. So, they don't have to worry about the Ravens. Except the Ravens did sign OBJ for $18 million a year because why not? I mean, you can't pay Lamar, but let's pay the receiver, I guess.
He's going to play 3 games until he tears his other ACL.
Yeah, with Tyler Huntley thrown to him. It's going to go great, guys. Trust. So we went ahead and gave him a cornerback because they're going to need it in that division. So we went ahead and gave him Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon.
I think he's the highest one on the board for you, Keegan. He's rated really high. Yeah.
Debbie.
He slipped. Debbie. You're right.
Debbie.
Don't know why I said that. All right, Lions. Their second pick in the draft. For some odd reason, on the website, they were tripping. They said that their biggest team need was receiver. Right. You have the number 1 or number 2 offense last year, but you had the number 32 defense out of 32 teams. But you need to improve your offense.
That makes sense.
Right. The reason we didn't win is just because our defense was fine. I mean, 40 points, giving up 45 points a game, that's mid. That's respectable. That's what we want from our defense. We just want to score 70. Like what? It's our offense's fault we lost games last year. No, you need your defense and you need a safety. So you need Brian Branch. He's
elite name. Another elite name.
Yeah, and he's from Bama. Good players tend to come from Alabama, so they're going to take him. Perfect.
Yes. All right. Speaking of the tank, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, your third favorite team.
What?
With another elite named guy. Now, we said that they were tanking, but, you can't make it seem too obvious. So,
right.
Build for the future a little bit.
Right. We also... we haven't taken Miles Murphy, who's a really, really good edge rusher out of Clemson. And I'm not going to lie. This guy's supposed to be a high pick. Like, I've heard top 12 pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is pick 19. And I will say, the reason we have him going this low, well, a little honesty moment here. we didn't see him on the draft board until we got to the...
that's not how that works, Caden. What actually happened is every year you have a guy that slips.
That is true. That's how we explained it to ourselves. That's why how we convinced ourselves that this is okay. We don't have to restart the whole thing.
Every year there's a guy that slips, and you're like, oh, he's going top 10 or around there. But every year there's a guy that slips,
and it's gonna be Miles Murphy.
Unknown reason, and it's Miles Murphy. Mark our words. When Miles Murphy slips past what we thought, everyone's going to be like, oh, those KNA football guys, they know what they're talking about.
Todd McShay is going to be on the call on the day and be like, we don't know why Miles Murphy's slipping. We're trying to get a hold of KNA because they predicted it, but they're not answering their phone. They don't want us. They're too good for us. And I'll be like, yeah, that's exactly
what's happening. Yeah. All right. So,
wait. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Before we continue, we have another question in the chat from Ross Nisley. He asks, who do you guys think could make the wildest surprise move of the first round that would make Caden go?
That's a wild question.
That's wild.
What was the question? I heard wild and I laughed. The wildest move of the first round?
Surprise move of the first round. Who would do it? Who done it?
For me, well, we already said the Raiders would probably make a stupid move. But for me, the wildest move, and it's going to happen, so it's not going to be that wild, and everyone and their mother is predicting it. But for it to go quarterback, that would be absolutely wild.
I've never seen it. I don't know if it's ever happened.
I don't think so. I think it's gone quarterback before. It's happened a lot of times. It doesn't look... The history doesn't look fantastic of, quarterback.
It does not.
It really doesn't. Like, both quarterbacks end up being mid, which is like... Well, let's not do that.
Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, well, one of them is trash and one of them is decent. So
I think Lawrence is really good, but
he's good, yeah. But yeah, and it's like, oh boy, you either get two mids or one that's absolute garbage and one that's good. So it just depends. That would be the wildest thing for me, is 4 quarterbacks in a row. But it seems to be.
I think another one could be a player getting traded, because last year we saw AJ Brown.
I think was that the first time?
That happens. It happens in a lot of years.
Well, it was the biggest name.
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest. Like, he was obviously a big name player, key part of their Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you could see Aaron Rodgers get traded on draft night, you could see
that would be crazy.
That would. You could see D-Hop get traded on draft night.
Maybe.
And you could see a player who no one expects, kind of like no one expected AJ Brown. I mean, that was crazy. Everyone's like, AJ, I'm so close to saying. And maybe it's gonna be a player like out of the random, like who
OBJ.
That would make 0 sense because he just got signed. Like who's just like Terry McLaurin. What if they're like, yeah,
that would be ridiculous.
Terry McLaurin traded to the Colts, like something like that.
Ridiculous.
Be nuts.
Oh, come on, man. Let us have our fun. All right. So at pick number 20, the Seahawks again with their second pick in the first round.
We're gonna say back-to-back picks here. We didn't use 100% of our brain. We used about 50 of mine and 50 of his. So, so obviously the Miles Murphy thing, we didn't see him, so we slipped. Yeah. And then the Titans, we have them trading up with the Seahawks here to get Zay Flowers, who's a really good receiver. It would make sense for them to go get a receiver. But if you were listening to the beginning of our mock draft, they already traded way up to draft Richardson, right?
They did not.
So they're already going to have very little picks because they gave up a lot for Richardson. Well, now I already have nothing left, and now they're gonna have to trade up again, and they probably aren't gonna have a second or a first, so they're gonna have to give up like a third. What are they doing here? I don't know. They have 0 future in this hypothetical situation. Like it's all gone. But they're gonna do
selling out for this year.
You know what? No, to answer that question, biggest name, Derrick Henry. Maybe they moved Derrick Henry to move up.
They were shopping him earlier.
Yeah.
It could happen.
That could be a big one. So somehow it's going to happen, and they're going to trade up. So what's going to be interesting is going to see how is this going to work on the website. So we're going to hit trade again.
We're going to have to trade everything.
Okay, sweet. Tennessee is already up there. We're going to find... Who is this with?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Find the Seahawks.
It doesn't have to be here to here.
No,
No,
yeah,
so
so it has to be
Seattle,
Seahawks.
right above Tampa Bay.
I don't trust.
No,
No,
you're not doing it correctly, Debbie.
It doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter. You can still click 1.20 on the Seahawks. Yep. All right, and literally click. Yes.
Click everything
and
until
then
it happens.
down. Oh. Okay, that's all they gotta do. They gotta give
There we
up.
go.
The second, fifth, sixth, seventh, and a 2024 second. There we go.
As well as probably Derrick Henry.
Yeah. So we're that's gonna happen. So trade.
So this is gonna happen.
No, it won't work.
No, just keep going.
We broke it. They're not used to seeing the stupidity. We are not Todd McShay. We are KNA football. That is such a bummer. Maybe it does have to be the other way. Oh no.
Just keep going. I'll figure it out.
Well, so yeah, they go and draft Zay Flowers.
Wide receiver out of Boston College.
Hey, he's really good though. You know who else came out of Boston College?
I don't know.
Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly's a bum. No one's ever heard of him.
Right. Okay, so then we got the Chargers at 21. Trust me, it says Chargers on the screen. This is my favorite name in the draft by a mile.
Oh yeah, this is a great one.
Literally, there's some good ones. There's Osiris Torres. That's pretty good. Chargers, they got a good secondary. They got good receivers. Eckler's amazing, and obviously they got like one of the best quarterbacks in the league in Herbert. Top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
And they need D-line help, we'll say. Yeah. And they're gonna go get Kalijah Cansey. Tell me there's a better name than that in the draft. I will literally wait. Kalijah Cansey. Amazing.
Yeah, there's no better name than that.
That person's mom was a genius. Like, just, what do you want to name it? Kalijah. That is an amazing name. So, Kalijah Cansey. Love it. From Pitt. Who we got now? Ooh, Ravens. So they made a big splash yesterday.
Yeah.
Signing wide receiver 3, Odell. I saw something and it was like, the Ravens now have a wide receiver 3 locked up. Now they just got to find a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2. But first of all, wholly overpay.
I know, right?
I mean,
It's ridiculous.
Odell is not that good. He's 31 or something.
For those who don't know, they paid him $18 million over how many years? 1 year, $18 million. And it's a 1-year contract. It's not like they signed him for $18 million a year for 5 years. We're talking about a 1-year deal. So he's out after next year. Like, if you're not making a Super Bowl run, he's not coming back. And you're paying him $18 million to do it. Ridiculous.
We're going to be in this exact situation next year, too.
I hope not. No one is idiotic enough to say
someone's going to sign him. It's going to be an ongoing cycle until he retires at like 40. But, yeah, terrible move by the Ravens. But they clearly need more than just him. So they're going to get Quentin Johnston. Pretty good name. Wide receiver at TCU. He's a really good receiver as well.
Yeah.
He's very tall. He's a unit. And yeah.
And they need receivers
Right.
because, again, name me another one other than OBJ.
Yeah.
Can't.
Nelson Aguilar, I think. But right, he's not good.
You need someone for Tyler Huntley to throw the ball
That's what I was about to say. Like Tyler Huntley, Pro Bowl quarterback, but he still needs help.
Pro Bowl
Right.
quarterback. Trust.
Yeah. And then the Vikings. This is probably your favorite pick. You love talking about this guy.
I do love talking about this guy. So the Vikings, they went ahead and had the 31st worst defense in the NFL. I don't think it was actually that bad, but
It was pretty bad.
Their defense was really trash. Their offense was, mid, but Kirk Thuggins was able to carry them to many a victory. So they need defense, and one of their needs is linebacker. And so, linebacker out of Arkansas, Drew Sanders, the absolute whitest name of all time.
Yeah.
And he's training with Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly is training
White
him.
linebacker.
White linebacker. So it makes
The
sense.
best.
The middest. No,
Drew Sanders. Let's see.
Dude, what was your
Let's hear your guesses right now.
Raiders?
No, it was Seahawks,
No, way back.
Titans. Oh boy. way back when. Falcons trade Titans.
Drew Sanders is right. He is white. So he's.
I could not have guessed that.
But yeah, they get a linebacker. They need defense, so that makes sense there. Then Jaguars at 24. They go get and so this guy went to Georgia last year, kind of like their first overall pick last year. And their first overall pick last year, he didn't have that good of a career in college, but he was fast. He had a good combine, so you're like, him. And so they drafted him. He wasn't that good in the NFL. Same as this Nolan Smith dude. Same school, Georgia. Same college production. Not a lot of sacks. Combine. Fast. Let's pair them together. So they're going to do that. And they're going to draft Nolan Smith. And they're going to make the same mistake twice. And they're going to draft him at 24.
Don't learn from your mistakes, kids. Make the same mistake twice.
One at a time, it's going to work.
You have to trust.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Giants went ahead this offseason and signed Daniel Jones to more money than he is worth or will ever see in his life again.
Bad move.
Terrible move. But, you have to protect your investments. And this is where we all of a sudden jump into an investment ad. No, I'm kidding.
What? What are you talking about? Okay, whatever.
So you have to protect your investment, and they went ahead and put so much money into Daniel Jones that now we think that they're going to draft the best center in the draft.
Sure. I mean, we think he is.
Out of Ohio State. Again, no bias. No. Luke Weipler.
Yeah.
Great center. We decided. I honestly didn't know this guy existed.
Nope. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to skill position players, yeah, I now know about them. But when it comes to O-linemen and centers, I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
No.
I mean, nobody knows except for Luke Weipler and probably Tessa Weipler, his wife, or something like that. I don't know. So, Cowboys at 26, right? They need a defense, I guess? Yeah,
I guess. I mean, they're pretty good all around. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they're a pretty solid team. I mean, their defense was really good last year. So was their offense. I mean, their whole team was really good. But we have them.
Prescott. Right. Maybe they should trade up for Richardson.
Facts. But they need just depth, I guess. And that's what you're getting at the end of a first round, I guess. So Brian Brees, a D lineman out of Clemson. Sure.
I like it. Again, with all these alliteration names, I don't know what's up with all these alliteration names, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, you know what? Roger Goodell's going to have a fun night saying all these names. He's going to smile when he says Kalijah Cansey. I can just tell you.
Once all the boos die down.
All right.
He'll be able to say those. All right. The Bills.
The Bills.
Yes, the Bills.
The Bills, yeah. The football team, the Bills. When it said their team needs, it said corner. And that was it.
That's it. That's the only thing that's.
And we were amazed. So we're like, well, we should probably give them a corner then. So we decided that's what they would do. So they have Deonte Banks out of Maryland. And Deonte, Deonte, not I don't even know how the rest of you spelled it. I was working on this doc today, and Austin had already put some stuff in there. I didn't know it was possible to butcher a name this bad, but I laughed so hard when I saw this dude. I was like, who is this? I had to look up on my phone, cornerback out of Maryland. And I was like, oh, that was this guy. So it was funny. That made me laugh. But yeah, they get corner. That's their need. Needs filled. Perfect team. Super Bowl.
Or so we think. They'll probably choke in the playoffs. It's a given. Bengals team needs they suck at every position.
Especially receiver and quarterback.
Receiver, quarterback, they're honestly kind of trash.
The only thing I don't need probably is O-line.
Yeah, I mean, their offensive line is just so fantastic. They spent $50 million last year to get a more flexible revolving door. They just paid 8 revolving doors to be their offensive linemen. And so I think that it's only right that they are going to be drafting a revolving door out of Michigan. Look, it's a great pick, and that's who they're going to go with.
No, obviously actually on the website it didn't say O-line was their biggest need.
And we said
we said we know more than this janky website. They need O-line. So we're taking O-line, and they're getting Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. He wore orange in college, so he's used to it,
He's gonna like it. We decided.
We did decide. Saints. Look, they are a scary team. Like when I look at the Saints, I'm scared. Not because they're good, but just because the Saints are just ill. Like, no. And Michael Myers, isn't that like a
Serial killer
Yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah, it's like something. And
in a movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a tight end apparently out of Notre Dame. Well, no, not apparently. He is a good tight end out of Notre Dame. I did know that. And the Saints don't really got that much offense aside from Michael Thomas, Slant Boy, who's going to play 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Chris Olave.
right, he's good, but obviously that's about it. Derek Carr, he needs those weapons. So they're going to get scary Michael Meyer out of Notre Dame. Notre Dame is tight end university, so he's probably going to end up being good.
Yeah. It is tight end university, actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of crazy how tight end university it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, we're going with him. And the number 30 pick, the Eagles. I'm not exactly sure what they need, their whole team. They did lose one of their cornerbacks during this offseason, so we decided, well,
Let's give him one.
let's fill that gap. So we're going with Cam Smith out of South Carolina. Highest ranked cornerback that was left. So that's who they're getting.
Yeah, he's good. I actually do know about him.
I'm
Trust.
glad. I'll trust you.
All right, Chiefs
Super Bowl champions.
picking 31. Huh. So they need D-line, I guess, and receiver. But you got Mahomes. Your offense is going to work
Don't
no
worry
matter
about
what.
the
Like,
offense.
don't even worry about the offense. If you're the Chiefs, just go and work on the defense. And defensive line is probably their biggest weakness. So they go get the number 1 rated defensive lineman available, Mazzie Smith, out of the team up north.
Trash
He's
team.
probably going to be a bust if we're not
Most
lying.
likely. I can't even think of a good defensive lineman that's ever come out of the team up north.
Literally can't.
Never.
Like, there was like a bust of a first overall or second overall pick last year, I think.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and then last pick number 32, because there are 32 teams in the NFL,
There
so
is.
it only makes sense that there are 32 picks in the first round, is the Miami Dolphins, and they will be picking... Oh, wait a minute. That's right. They got that stripped. No, they don't have a pick in the first round because of tampering or whatever that means.
Because of tampering, because of Dolphins got in a lot of trouble
Violating
over
the
the year.
integrity of the game.
They got in a lot of trouble with Tua, with Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, what they tried to get Tom Brady, right, and that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
They intentionally tanked games, which
Yeah, that's what it was.
they got in trouble for intentionally tanking. I'm so glad that they cracked down on that because we cannot be having teams intentionally tank for picks. That would be the worst.
Right.
We
Because
can't.
they don't.
We can't allow that.
They always try
So
to win.
we need to punish the teams that do, so that way every team always tries to win.
That's why the
This is-
Texans won that last game of the season. And they were mad now because they're like, dude, you're telling me we could have the first pick.
Yeah, exactly. The Texans are just,
Rule followers.
following the rules, upholding the integrity of the game.
Absolutely.
That's
Go
how it is.
Texans.
Good job, Texans.
I'm a Texans fan.
It's not because Lovie Smith just wanted to say haha and make you really feel it as you fired him. So Dolphins don't have pick number 32. So only 31 picks to this draft in the first round, which is kind of crazy.
That is very crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
I hit the under.
Well,
I don't know about that.
sure, but you did say it like 4 times at the beginning, and I said
Well,
the
those
line
doesn't
at
count
one
because
and
I
a
was
half.
explaining the situation.
I think it still counts. It still kind of counts.
The under hit. We didn't bet.
The over hit.
We didn't bet.
Let us know in the comments.
We didn't bet.
Let us know in the comments if Caden went ahead and hit the over.
Can we get
Because
that
he did
hair
hit the
review
over.
before
No, you
we
can't
go?
get the hair reveal. No.
You literally got it
Just
cut for no reason then.
I got it cut so it wasn't annoying anymore. It was really long, man. It was like there. I swear it was 10 inches long.
Sure. I don't know.
We don't know because we can't see it.
Yeah, we never
It
can
was-
tell
it was
because
10
I don't
inches
know
long.
how we don't know how much is under that hat. Is it all the way to the top of the hat? Is it all the way
All
down?
right, fine. You get the hair reveal.
Oh, really?
That's it. That's all there is. That's all the hair.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing.
You're like bald.
Yeah.
Dude, you're bald. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. My head feels so much lighter. I'm not gonna lie.
Doesn't?
Yeah. I can tell that I got a haircut,
That's a good thing.
which I hadn't got a haircut in like 6 months. So
It's a long time.
Well, that's our official mock draft. Obviously, as always,
100% correct.
guaranteed to be 100% correct. Especially the part where the Cardinals keep their 3, the Titans trade up twice, the Jets still have their pick. It's all gonna happen.
The one dude slips the entire draft.
Yeah,
Miles Murphy.
he's gonna slip to 19. You just wait and see. It's
We
gonna happen.
called it here first.
On draft night when it happens. We're actually gonna be sitting, watching the draft, and we're gonna celebrate every time that he's not picked. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, it's gonna be live, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, we've talked about going live and hanging out together and watching the draft, which we're definitely going to be together.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And we're
Yeah.
90% sure we're probably going to go live.
Yeah.
And every time Miles Murphy's not picked, we definitely got to go crazy.
We're gonna
And then-
celebrate every time.
And
he's
then
not
when he's
picked.
picked at like 10, we're going to like cry and be like, well, that's kind of what we expected. But it'll add more excitement.
It will add more excitement. It should be a fun time. We'll get you guys more details as it gets closer and have you guys tune in.
17 days.
And
Creeping.
I don't know if someone actually has the date, but
I have it on my phone.
29th, I think.
well, no. Other than that, so a lot of our viewers and people that we know have been saying, "K&A football, you had a promise and you didn't fulfill your promise to the viewers of the punishment." And
29th.
is it 29th?
I think so.
Okay. So we will be doing the Waffle House episode very shortly. It was just we had a lot of things to do, and we
And
actually
now
are in school, believe
is
it or
coming
not.
to a close. So we finally have this thing called time. It's really wild.
No. We don't.
No, never mind. We have none of that actually.
So yeah, you said 29th.
Is when we're
I
recording
believe
it.
so.
We'll see when it
That's
gets out there.
are tentatively
We haven't
planning for it.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Still got to check. I mean, hey, to the viewers, we had a date, right? We had a date set. We had prepared, and I thought he just muted my mic. We had a date ready, and we had agreed on it. And then Debbie decides to hit us with that. Oh, guys, I'm going out of town. So now we had to find a new date. So spam the chat.
Cheers.
With thanks,
Yeah.
Debbie. Yeah, thanks, Debbie.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think.
So that's all of our little news. We're looking forward to some of these episodes. Finally getting some of this content out to you guys. Hope you enjoyed our mock draft.
Hopefully,
Hopefully it's right.
some more entertainment. I know mock drafts might not be as fun. It's just like
Yeah.
dudes.
Trying to toss some stuff out there. Well, maybe some of it's stuck. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys next time.